How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my journey through Star Trek, the original series. And today I'm going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 7. I think it is called What Are All the Girls Made Of? I think that's the title. And as always, I will have a full uncut reaction to this episode on my Patreon if you want to check that out. And a quick shout out to my patrons, to Ravi, JM63, Mary, Blaze, Jared, Jenny, Gigi Gooding and Mihal. Thank you so much for the support. But with that said, guys, let's watch Season 1, Episode 7. What Are Little Girls Made Of? I think that's the title. Anyway, let's get into it. I wouldn't mind seeing an episode where they spend some time down on a planet. In a while. I always like the kind of weird planet, strange planets thing being down on.
It's been 5 years since his last message.
Roger's a very determined man. He'd find a way to live.
But the surface temperature of that planet is 100 degrees below zero.
Jeez.
It may have been an
His last signal told about finding underground caverns.
And since then, 2 expeditions have failed to find him.
Which would suggest he might be dead. Oh.
Enterprise. Come in, Enterprise.
Is that him?
This is Roger Corby.
A signal from Planet X03. Dr. Roger Corby has been located.
2 previous expedition groups went down and couldn't find them.
Landing coordinates pinpointed.
Found nothing.
Preparing to beam down a party.
Beam down alone, just yourself. You made discoveries of such a nature they may require an extraordinary decision from you.
Doesn't sound too appealing.
Request.
Yeah.
Christine.
Yes, Roger.
Darling, where are you? Yes,
On
yes,
the
by
Enterprise.
all means, Captain.
Dr. Corby?
Oh, I love this. I love the echo effect.
Beam down 2 security men.
Any problems, Captain?
Some delay in meeting us. Rayburn, maintain post here.
Yes, sir.
Matthews, we'll look for Dr. Corby. You accompany us.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you should have brought 3. Have 2 stand by and 1 go with. That's what I would have suggested, because it reminds me of the tunnel that goes down to the in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, where down to Freddy's lair. It has a little bit kind of spiral. Although there were more steps, but still that's the way it's shaped. Red shirt. Does that mean he's liable to be killed? Especially a non-main character with a red shirt.
Is that you, Dr. Corby?
Roger.
What the hell?
Is there a path down there?
There's no hope, Captain. It's bottomless. You must have slipped.
Holy shit!
Chance of a project.
Unfortunate.
He knows what happened.
Terribly unfortunate.
Everything about this is just
enough.
sus. I hate saying the word sus, but you know, it's
Brownie.
suspicious. Christine, if she was her character from Next Generation, she'd be able to sense telepathic abilities.
Or if he fails to hear from either of us, he's to beam the security party down immediately. Kirk out.
Corby has discovered that as their sun dimmed, the inhabitants of this planet moved underground.
I'm Andrea,
What is with all these beautiful women in Star Trek?
and you must be Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise.
I wonder, is maybe are they dead and just their bodies are being taken over?
I'm required to call my ship.
No communications, Captain.
Roger.
Possible there could be things here unknown to you, so terribly important that...
Sir, 1 man is dead.
Andrea.
There he is. In heaven above. Holy moly.
Spark here, Captain.
Contact established with Dr. Corby.
We were becoming concerned, Captain.
Bear with me. We'll return to the ship within 48 hours. Dr. Corby's records and specimens will require careful packing.
I'm a scientist. Trust me.
Trust you?
Yes, I know your
After all
reputation.
this?
There is so much you must learn before you make a final judgment. Andrea.
You must be Captain Kirk.
Christine. It's all right now. You see, Captain?
Yes, Roger. Now.
Like, I get
It's
what
enough.
he's doing, but what's your point?
You are not to mock Christine.
Where is my other crewman? Alive? Dead?
Ruck was programmed to protect my experiments.
He's an android? Like Brown?
More complex than Brown.
You've convinced me that you're dangerous.
The strength of that man. Well, android.
Why are you unhappy? You're with Roger again.
I'm wondering, is Christine's husband, is he an android now as well?
Remarkable, isn't she? The flesh has warmth. There's even a pulse. Physical sensation. She simply obeys orders. She has no meaning for me. There's no emotional bond. A totally logical computer. A thing. Yes, not a woman.
Why did he kill two of my men?
That's I don't get.
There are many things I don't understand, Doctor.
Is that one of these security guards? Or are they making a new android? Oh, are they gonna make an android out of them, maybe? Using Kirk.
He's not being harmed.
I don't know.
That's the test.
I synchronize him with Kirk's autonomic nervous system, duplicating the rhythms of his body. So perfect, you'd even replace the captain. The same memories, the same attitudes, the same abilities.
He says it as if like there's nothing ethically bad about that, saying like we could replace the captain. I wonder, is he an android himself, Christine's husband?
But I'm puzzled. I'm worried.
Has he confided in you?
Nothing he hasn't told you. What he's done may seem wrong, but he is Roger Corby. Whatever.
Direct order to betray him.
Please, don't ask me to make that choice.
I'm not sure how else he was supposed to broach that, to be honest. I wouldn't like having a duplicate of me that knew everything.
We do have some interesting differences.
Totally unimportant ones. By continuing the process, I could have transferred you, your very consciousness, into that android. Soul, if you wish. All of you.
Yeah, but do you want that, though?
An android can be programmed for the better. Can you imagine how life could be improved if they with jealousy, greed, hate?
It can also be improved by eliminating love, tenderness.
And you're taking away, like, the very fiber of your being in a lot of ways, you know? But it goes away the essence of our existence.
Stand back, Rock! I'll kill him.
Protect!
Roger!
Did he have his communicator at all? Communicate with Spock and them to bring him down. Go, quick, get out of sight. What are you waiting? Remind me a little bit of Frank in Hellraiser. Oh Jesus! Same fate as his, one of his security men. Gonna save him? The true Kirk or the wrong Kirk?
Captain, you're going back down with the command package?
Mind your own business, Mr. Spock. I'm sick of your half-breed interference. Do you hear?
No problems here, sir.
Good. I'll beam up shortly with Dr. Corby and party. I felt quite at home on the Enterprise.
Yeah, he's gonna try to take over the ship, I'd say.
You disapprove of Miss Chappell's orders to save my life?
To maintain your existence would be illogical.
Why?
Shades of Spock.
Possible. They built their machines too well. And isn't it Corby who's creating the same danger to you all over again? Danger to you is Corby.
I was programmed by Corby. I cannot harm him.
The old ones programmed you too.
You brought the inferior ones. We had cleansed ourselves of them.
It's like
You bring
creating a civil war
evil
among them.
back. Rock, stop.
Holy mother of God. It was one way to get rid of him for Kirk. Oh my... He's an android, I was right. I thought that was Kirk's hand for a minute.
It's still me, Christine. Roger. I'm in here. I had only my brain between life and death.
I mean, if that was the case and he was dying, like I said, you can understand the choice a bit more.
Easier than another man can set a broken finger.
It is illogical.
Oh, again, if you're taking him out for you, all well and good.
She killed the android, Corby. The same way you killed Ruck. Is this your perfect world? Your
Kill people if you
flawless
have agreements.
beings? Killing off one another? Aren't you doing exactly what you hate most in humans?
Christine, let me prove myself. Does this make such a difference?
Everything you've done has proved it isn't you.
I am Roger Corby!
Give me that phaser gun. If there's any human left in you.
Keep trusting them.
Perfect being. Tested it.
It's almost like an obsession.
Proved it.
Kiss you.
No, you cannot love. You
Answer his question. Or they asked him to
Love
answer.
you.
You can't love.
Kiss.
Christine Hedwig. Oh, jeez.
In here, Spock.
Him just in time, didn't you? When everything was done.
Where's Dr. Corby?
It's a long story.
Dr. Corby was never here. She's staying with the ship. Something bother you, Mrs. Spock?
Half-breed, Captain. You must admit, it is an unsophisticated expression.
I'll remember that, Mr. Spock. Next time I find myself in a similar situation.
I'm sure there'll be many of. Right, and that was What Are Little Girls Made Of, and I really enjoyed this episode on two fronts. First off, again, just I absolutely loved the setting of the caverns, and it kind of reminded me of Beneath the Planet of the Apes a little bit. It reminded me a little bit of that scene in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 where they go to Freddy's lair. But for me, sci-fi in particular, settings are huge. Sets the tone, sets the atmosphere. I love that. I love the fact that there was this mystery over Roger, which actually stayed throughout the entire episode, because obviously in the end realized it wasn't truly him. There was an android form of him. But trying to figure out who he was, and when they beam down first and he's not there, and then like they're trying to communicate with the ship, bringing a security men down. There's a while before they meet anyone. It all leads to that mystery, and that you do feel that sense of paranoia for Kirk and Christine as they go down. So I loved all of that. I loved the Ruck. I loved that character. It was a really cool look to him. Just naturally, androids being involved. You think of Data. So that obviously Star Trek will come back to 30 years down the line with Next Generation. I think then the other thing I liked about it was then how they explored kind of the nature of, I guess replacing your original body with something more efficient with an android's body, and kind of thinking like, do you put aside emotions? Do you become more, what's the word? Like more practical, more capable, I guess. You don't maybe necessarily have all the emotions of love and passion and all that kind of stuff, but will you live longer? Will you kind of live a more I don't know if successful is the right way, but I guess preserve longer maybe. That's what they were kind of getting at. I guess um, almost live like eternity. I kind of, and also maybe take a little bit of like the idea of like living, like I often just think about it with heaven. You know, the idea that you live, it goes on forever. In some ways, that's frightening. I guess because it's so hard to comprehend going on forever and ever and ever because naturally life, you know, we're mortal, so you're aware of your mortality. So I guess it just all that kind of came up in my mind. It conjured up a lot of thoughts to me this episode. So on that front too, it was a very interesting episode. Um, See, I think both on those areas, like the location, the setting, some of the characters, but then also kind of the question of if we remove some of our emotions, would we prosper more um, in this Android format, but more cold, I guess. So it definitely raised up good questions. Again, good philosophical thoughts and questions are raised, which I love. So I think I had the best of both in this episode. This was a very very good episode. But guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on what are all the little girls made of? What are all the girls made of? I keep getting this title mixed up. But anyway, your thoughts on season 1, episode 7 of Star Trek. I would love to hear your thoughts. But until next time, slog of hole.